testosterone that the way you think changes?
Yes.
Really?
I
Could you elaborate?
Yes, I will. I'm working on something bigger about this, which is why I'm like, oh, I'm so glad you asked that question, but I'm not ready, I'm not smart enough about it yet to tell you. But I will tell you the story. Okay. So, I went to Croatia. I was performing in a theater festival there. And not any of this work, though. And on my way back, I got bumped up to first class, which is great, right? Because it's a really long flight. And I was sitting there getting all ready for my trip, enjoying the first classness of it all, and down sits. Her name is Monika Jakizic. She is a real-life supermodel, and she was once George Clooney's girlfriend. I recognized her, right? Because I'd been reading my People magazines on long flights or whatever, and I was like, oh my god. An actual supermodel is actually sitting down next to me right now. And so I kept looking at her, right? Because how often do supermodels sit down next to you? And I kept looking, and I kept looking, and then she caught me looking. And so that she wouldn't think I was staring at her breasts, which I was not, I looked at her shoes. So then she thinks I'm gay. Which makes us very comfortable with one another. And she says, oh, they are Prada, but they are broken. And she shows me that the heel is peeling away from the bottom of the shoe. And if this does not show you the way that my thinking has changed since I was on testosterone, I literally said to this supermodel, oh, you should get some shoe goo for that. You want to hear a story that might blow your mind a little bit? Yes. Okay. It takes place in Croatia, and so I may as well tell you since we're already there. Okay, this one says the F word a lot. Are you ready? You know how you do things that you wouldn't normally do when you're totally outside your cultural context? I kind of wouldn't believe this story myself if I hadn't been there the entire time. So I performed at a theater festival in Pula, Croatia, and I made friends with my local technician and his bartender buddy. We closed down the bar at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting lit on Croatian honey schnapps, and a little bit burnt too. Petar, the bartender, all amped from his shift, insists that I should enjoy the salty waters of his country's coastline without the bother of the tourists. We arrive at the beautiful, beautiful location. It's a dark picture, it'll show up eventually. It's this beautiful white stone cove. They have these giant, beautiful stone rocks, smooth, like God had been laying on them for centuries, right? And Petar yells, "Let's go skinny dipping!" So Otso pulls off his pants in agreement, and I just stand there stunned. As they're running toward the shore, they realize I'm not with them and say, "What you do? Why you not come in?" Now what am I supposed to say? Oh, okay guys, so here's the deal. This whole time you thought I was a dude just like you, when in actual fact I'm a transsexual, and the only reason I didn't tell you is because I can't figure out how to say it in Croatian. No, what I say is, oh, you know, that's cool, I got this thing with my chest, it kind of looks like I have breasts, so I'm just gonna like hang out with you guys, go ahead. And they say, what? And I say, I look like I have tits. They take this as a male self-consciousness thing. Plenty of guys have man boobs, right? Do not be ashamed. This is Croatia. It is the sea. It is so beautiful. You are beautiful. Come in. So I take off my shirt, but leave on my pants and dive in. It's like bathwater. You know when you like sit in it for a really long time, and read, maybe jerk off, and then it's all comforting and satisfying on your skin, right? The scene was purely idyllic. But we were still 3 young guys, drunk off our asses and out of our minds. All that could be better would be a girl, no, Petar, says Atso. Petar's a partier, so he takes right off with it. He says, yes, a girl, we could all fuck right here in the water. Yes, we could all fuck together in the water. I decide that the only sane choice is to go along with it. I'm also a little fascinated, right? I'm terrified because I figure all it's gonna take is one drunken grab of my crotch, and there I am, the girl we can all fuck right here in the water. But I also want to know if it's true, right? What they say about how men make objects out of women. And I will tell you that in this particular instance, it was absolutely true. But I will say, in our defense, that the woman of our dreams would have been both consenting and enjoying herself, even if we were 2/3 a virgin, which became very clear when I said to Atso, okay, here's the deal though. It's not as good as you think to fuck a woman in the water. I mean, like, it's the water, the wet of the water, it makes the woman not get wet herself. Is this translating whatsoever, dude? You don't need wet, Petar says, revealing what I hope is his total ineptitude and virginity, right? So in order to appease my inner feminist after the filthy escalation of fantasy fucking that has just taken place, I decide to give the boys a lesson in the anatomy of the female form and also secure my place as a straight guy who has fucked. As I'm talking, I begin to notice that they're moving, humping the cool, slick stones that have warmed as we have laid at the water's edge of the moonlit shore, sliding over and over, faster and faster, and suddenly it dawns on me that this is one of those homosexual experiences they say 80% of men have. I mean, it's totally the gayest thing I've ever been a part of. But it's not like actually gay. One more story?
Yeah, right.
There's not very much more to tell in that story. It all happened so fast. Sorry. It's true. Again, with the 2 truths.